So it's no secret that Dragon Ball Super has been inconsistent. Some moments it reaches the sheer narrative brilliance of the Frieza or Saiyan saga, other times it leaves me questioning whether or not I actually like anime. The Moro arc is a perfect example. Awesome character design, interesting motivation and backstory, uses characters we haven't seen in a while, but then Moro powers up and this ship just kind of becomes a worse combination of the Boo and Cell arcs. However, after a mid-ending to Moro, we had a little hope with the introduction of Granola. Toyotaro, the artist behind Dragon Ball Super, ended the Moro arc in Volume 18, which is the same number of volumes Akira Toriyama made of his manga Dr. Slump before moving on to Dragon Ball. After a lot of ups and downs, Toyotaro has officially made it to the starting point. And goddamn, what a start. The Granola arc has some of the best themes, character progression, and art I've ever seen in this series. Never since the times of Majin and Vegeta have I felt that an arc has restored the feeling of peak Dragon Ball which is from the Tien Saga to the Cell Saga. So, let's discuss the Granola arc, Dragon Ball Super's best arc. Part 1. A perfect introduction. Dragon Ball is filled with amazing introductions. The shocking tone-changing reveal of Krillin's death in Piccolo, the world building of Raditz in the Saiyan saga, and the amazing cat and mouse chase of the early Namek saga. Some tough competition that Granola hits out of the park, both re-establishing our protagonist's goals and introducing new elements for us to look forward to. Let's start off with Granola, who just has an incredible design. I'm gonna be real with you, I get a hard on anytime I see a bounty hunter character. Granola's simple clothing, the tech he uses as a sniper, the calculated ways he takes out enemies, he's a cold-hearted killer wandering the galaxy with not much more than his past trauma. That being the destruction of his homeland by the Saiyans. This first chapter is brilliant. With very little words, Granola is connected to the world by naturally playing off the established world building. Granola is here for one thing, revenge. Is that fucking Bardock? But who gives a shit? We're all here for more Goku and Vegeta. What I've loved about the recent Dragon Ball work is the emphasis on finding your own strength as a theme. So we cut to Whis and Goku training, and oh boy is our main man struggling. This man has just barely been able to scratch the surface of Ultra Instinct in the 6 years he's had it. Meanwhile, Vegeta, in a rare bit of reflective maturity, decides to go a different route. Once Beerus tells him about God of Destruction Ki. Beerus' teaching method being just to talk shit about how he killed Vegeta's race, then curb stomp him, is crazy. Vegeta's new goal is clear. Wipe the guilt of his past to rebuild his future, or, as Beerus puts it, before creation comes destruction. The last group we introduce is the Heaters. These are the antagonists and instigators of the story. An evil space mafia that values information above all. It's a very different type of villain than we're used to in Dragon Ball. The head of the Heaters, Elec, understands none of his guys can out Frieza on sheer force, but using Granola and the Dragon Balls, they look to not destroy Frieza's force, but take them over. I enjoy the change to a less powerful villain for this arc, and their designs are classic Dragon Ball. They give me, Caribbean Pirates vibes, and it's something I really like. Anyway, when we left off with Granola, his grandpa was telling him not to use the Dragon Balls. Granola uses the Dragon Balls and wishes to become the strongest in the world. The dragon can't do this unless Granola gives up all but 3 years of his life. And he does it, because Granola is reaching Vegeta levels of generational hating. Part 2. Granola vs. Goku. This collection of chapters kicks so much ass. So the Heaters convince Goku and Vegeta Granola is evil, and the fact that they're Saiyans sets off Granola, who has been having a boner for revenge. When Vegeta and Goku arrive, they're sneak attacked by Granola's sniping abilities. Goku, using improved Ultra Instinct, Jesus Christ, still gets hit and knocked unconscious. Already, Vegeta is forced to use one of only 2 Senzu beans. Goku once again is too dependent on Ultra Instinct, Granola reveals his identity, and Goku steps up to go one-on-one. Granola's strategy of precise strikes to vital areas keeps Goku on the back foot, and keeps the theme of his, whole sniping gimmick. There's some really good action panels in the forest along with some creative choreography. Goku eventually teleports back to Vegeta, who has pieced together the history between the Ceruleans and Saiyans. Goku gets back in control and seemingly defeats Granola. However, this was just a clone, and the real Granola finishes off Goku. Part 3. Granola vs. Vegeta. This is the best fight in the arc. Vegeta basically antagonizes Granola, stunting on that hoe. This fight is so interesting because Granola is obviously stronger than Vegeta, but it doesn't seem like it because of the shit talking. Then the transformation happens. Ultra Ego. I love this technique and what it represents for Vegeta. The purple royal color resembling Hakai techniques, the primate-like face as a callback to being a Saiyan. Vegeta grows stronger the more damage he takes, turning him into this monster that's kind of unstoppable, a man only obsessed with battle. It's a perfect form to encapsulate the Prince of the Saiyans. This whole fight is basically Toyotaro saying fuck power scaling, instead insisting that battle knowledge and techniques are what matter in Dragon Ball, not pure strength. This dynamic between Granola and Vegeta shows Vegeta's growth as a character. Once a man who valued strength above all else is forced to re-examine his own beliefs and comes out a more mature man and fighter, transferring his natural gifts into an insane work ethic because of the man that humbled him. Vegeta is the Kobe Bryant of anime. And now Granola is in the exact same position. A loner who's begrudgingly subservient to a villain, possessing power without wisdom, battling someone he sees as a lesser. Goku attempts to stop Vegeta but is pushed back. This isn't a quest to save the world or defeat some foe. This is a battle, and something Vegeta feels he needs to accomplish on his own. Vegeta, on the verge of death, accepts his fate. Failing Beerus by not having the cruelty of his former self, once again the lower-class Saiyan saves his life instinctively. Vegeta doesn't want this. He wants to die in battle because it's the Saiyan way, but Goku doesn't care. Finally, the battle stopped, not by a decisive decision, but by an old man with a story. And this story will change not just Granola's view on life, but Dragon Ball's own history. Part 4. Let's talk about Bardock. Retconning. Bardock, as fans know him, the idea we have in our brains is just not the Bardock that exists anymore. The brutish, asshole, anti-hero, deadbeat father is what fans fell in love with. The magic of Bardock was that he wasn't special. Truly just a low-class warrior whose attempt to overthrow Frieza fails miserably because he's a nobody. This character no longer exists. In 2014, we got the short-lived manga Dragon Ball Minus, which humanized Bardock into a man that actually gives a shit about his son. I know, it's disgusting. Later on, the episode Bardock would come out that sent Bardock back into time, and also he's a Super Saiyan. It's awful. It's the worst Dragon Ball movie. This is the Bardock that exists in our world. We must accept it and let go of what we had before. So with this acceptance in mind, I actually kind of like the backstory segment. It provides both Granola and Goku a revelation about their past and realigns their the motivations of everyone just in time for the final battle. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Now it's clear. Defeat Gas, who has now used the same wish as Granola for the heaters. Part 5. Finale. Initially, the pride of Gas, the youngest son of the Heaters, stops him from using his newly acquired power, suggesting that Gas isn't gung-ho about the wish that Elec made for him. Granola has learned from Vegeta at this point that power levels are merely a moment in time. However, Gas is just too brutish, too powerful, too one-track minded in revenge. Next up, Goku steps in to try. This part of the fight is my favorite. Goku using instant transmission to buy time as he and Gas planet hop, getting a couple cameos from a couple characters, some light comedy here and there. Goku loses Gas for a while. Frustrated at his failure, Goku recalls his parents. This is a character moment I love. Goku has always been at best disinterested in his Saiyan heritage, but at this moment he pieces together the meaning of Saiyan pride. True faith in one's strength. The fire in Goku's heart. This is what being a Saiyan means. Vegeta too loses the shame he's felt for his people's past, and together, the two remaining Saiyans, Broly, but whatever, one a no-good peasant, the other a cocky prince, power up to fight side by side. I love how Gas starts to lose. He turns slowly into this fleshy monster. It's like a bit of gore and horror in my Dragon Ball. As Gas realizes what he's become, he looks at his face, realizing his life has become wasted away on revenge. This is a sad, tragic end to this story. Then motherfucking Frieza shows up and fucking kills Gas and bitch slaps Vegeta and Goku with his new transformation. This is such a dumb fucking way to end the arc that it comes back around and becomes genius. Fucking an insane. Frieza Black just... Yeah, Frieza comes in and stunts on these hosts. Doesn't kill Vegeta and Goku, because that's how much of a cocky prick he is. Amazing. Truly a great ending that came out of fucking nowhere. And in Granola arc fashion, this video will end abruptly. GG monkeys, get fucked, L plus ratio plus no planet.